Hey, Arcturus here. Today we're looking at the Canoptek Circle Kill Team from Games Workshop. This is, of course, a Necron kill team, so like the video on your way in and let's start taking a closer look at the kill team models. So you get 5 Macrocytes, which are Canoptek Macrocytes, they're constructs. You also get 2 Canoptek Tomb Crawlers and a Geomancer. Of the Canoptek Macrocytes, you get 1 reanimator, 1 accelerator, and then 3 warriors. And you could build the reanimator and accelerator as warriors as well if you wanted to. For the tomb crawlers, you have a choice of guns for their back, and you can put that on either of the tomb crawlers. And one of those is the twin Gauss Reapers, and the other is the transdimensional isolator. The twin Gauss Reapers has a focused and sweeping profile, whereas the transdimensional isolator only has 1. The benefit of the transdimensional isolator is it has dimensional banishment, which is after you inflict damage or attained any critical successes, if the target wasn't incapacitated, roll 2d6. If the result is higher than the target's remaining wounds, the target is incapacitated. I like the Canoptek constructs. And I like how they go together. They are slightly larger than the bases are, which is kind of annoying because I had kind of moved away from that, but maybe I didn't get them positioned well. That is also a possibility. They do have some nice little claws there on the front, and they do have 2 different poses, which is quite nice, even though they are very similar otherwise. Very cool models. Here, I'll rotate this one so we can take a look at the whole model. So very cool, very reminiscent of the Tomb Spider and the large Canoptek Walker that came out with 9th edition. Very nice overall. And then here is the other one. And they do have 2 relatively different poses, which is pretty cool. They don't have rules for Warhammer 40k yet, but I imagine they will probably get those with the full release of the kill team. And I'll just set those here in the back, and next we'll look at the Macrocytes Warriors. So actually, I lied. This is the accelerator. The Canoptek Macrocytes Accelerator can change the APL of either your operative or an enemy operative. And so, pretty useful, pretty cool build. Really reminds me of the Anthracites from Forge World, although I never had one of those, so I don't know how accurate that is, but conceptually they remind me of them. And here is the reanimator, has that typical reanimation orb there on the top. And this one can, of course, reanimate an operative and give them 1 wound remaining and prevent them from being incapacitated, as well as healing a damaged operative up to 3d3 lost wounds. That is the Nanoscarab Beam, and it cannot do that if it has used the reanimate rule. So a bit more front-loaded there if needed. And here is another one. This one is a warrior. You have 2 options for the warrior in terms of guns here on the top. You can put in a Tesla caster or a Gauss gun. These in Kill Team are actually expendable, so they do not count for your opponent's kill or elimination op. It's also ignored for victory conditions that require operatives to escape, survive, or be incapacitated, which is quite nice. You also get, with the Canoptek Macrocytes Warriors, a Ceaseless Scuttling, which is a strategic gambit in each turning point after the first. If you have less than 3 non-capacitated Canoptek Macrocytes Warriors, you can set up another one ready and with a conceal order wholly within your drop zone, which is very nice. It also has aggressive defense. If this operative is incapacitated by an enemy operative within 2 inches of it, roll 1d3, and on a 2+, you inflict that much damage on the operative, so even if they die, they have a chance to do some damage there. Again, also slightly larger than the base, which is a little odd, but it's fine. They are quite spindly, which they seem to be moving to. And here is that last one. This one also with the Tesla caster. I built the one with the Gauss, which has the typical Gauss sort of orbs on it. And then this one has the sort of Tesla caster look there, but it's not super distinguishable. Has some statues. These are very simple to put together. There are 5 pieces, 2 pieces for the torso. It's in the center here. The 2 armor plates, and then this pins into 2 holes, and the tail attaches somewhere about here. It varies a little bit depending on which one you're looking at. When you are putting these together, make sure they line up. I had one that was slightly misaligned and it worked out okay, but it was slightly misaligned. You, of course, also have the Geomancer, and you may have seen this already, as I did do a separate video for just the Geomancer as well. A very cool model, very spindly. Not too difficult to put together, though. It goes together pretty well. The Geomancer comes with the Tremor Glaive, which has 2 ranged profiles, part matter in Quake, and then a melee profile of Sweep. The part matter profile has 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 4 to 5 damage with piercing 1 and piercing crits 2. And then it also has the Quake profile, which is 6 attacks hitting on 3s, 1 to 3 damage, blast 2, seek light, and stun. So part of this kill team is the Obelisk Node Network, which is 3 tokens that create the Obelisk Node Matrix. They need to be within 6 inches of each other. You can get essentially an 18-inch range for your node network, where you can bend it around terrain or any of that sort of thing. The node matrix gives your units buffs and can debuff your opponents through use of ploys. It gives your weapons accurate 2 and gives all your units within the network plus 1 APL. And so that is the Canoptek Circle Kill Team models. I am not as familiar with the Kill Team rules, so I can't discuss those too in depth because I just don't know enough to give you any thoughts on those. You do get some additional components if you build this. You get an extra tail because the accelerator has a different tail, and then you get, of course, some extra guns here if you didn't build the Macrocyte. If you didn't build the accelerator or the reanimator, or if you decided to go all Gauss or all Tesla, up to you. You also get an extra gun for the Tomb Crawler if you decide you want 2 Gauss weapons instead of in case of the transdimensional beamer. For the Geomancer, you do use the entire sprue, no extra pieces for him. So that is the Canoptek Circle Kill Team with the Geomancer and Canoptek Constructs. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.